Hello and welcome back to one of my rare movie slash show slash whatever review. Today we'll be talking about Makoto Shinkai's new anime film, Suzume. I went in completely blind for this film. I have not seen any of the trailers, nor do I have any idea regarding the plot. All I know is that it was from Makoto Shinkai, and hey, your name was pretty good, right? Well, let me tell you that like his previous works, the film is visually stunning with smooth and clean animations and breathtaking sceneries as usual. I particularly like the background scenes that are always filled to the brim with detail, which is pretty typical from a Makoto Shinkai film. Things like trash bags, folded clothes, and other knickknacks fill the background, which gives it a very lively feel. Some 3D CGI are here and there, and although I can definitely tell the difference, they are certainly well done. One of the things that really impressed me too is the whole listening experience. The realistic and satisfying sound effects and accompanying music that fits the scenes very well and never really felt out of place. Some of the soundtrack, especially with the film's antagonist, features a chanting tune that is very reminiscent to the soundtrack of Nier Automata for me, which was an absolute treat. Unfortunately, no film is perfect, and the plot is where the film slightly suffers in my opinion. It's certainly not bad, and it serves its purpose pretty well to set the stage, but I feel like it could have been done a little bit more. The fusion of contemporary settings and fantasy elements give it a sort of modern day Studio Ghibli vibe, and the film has good pacing with genuine dialogues and well-placed jokes that never seem to outstay their welcome. The relationship between the two main characters just doesn't quite land for me though. Despite having a lot of scenes together during their journey and getting most of time to develop, their relationship still somewhat misses something for it to be convincing enough. While other characters, despite being well acted and presented, don't really get the depth in terms of characterization. These characters seem like they should have a significant impact on the story or to the main characters, but ultimately they serve as checkpoints along the way. The film's protagonist, Suzume, is a teenager that along her way to school meets Sota, a young man who is on a quest to stop a giant worm-like creature from destroying Japan. When a keystone, a magical object that effectively seals the demon monster worm, goes missing, Sota suddenly becomes incapacitated. You see this in the trailer. He turns into a chair. Suzume must now take over the role together with her tiny talking chair sidekick as she goes on a road trip across Japan in search of gateway doors to shut down the creature once and for all. In classic Makoto Shinkai fashion, the main character Suzume is a hopeless romantic motivated by her sudden emotion over a love interest. During their first meeting, she quickly went for Sota like a bee to a flower, which is again where I find to be a little rushed and underdeveloped in my personal opinion. There's also a full-grown man who seems to have some relationship with Suzume's aunt that doesn't seem to play out or is only alluded to. Along her journey, Suzume then encounters a few women that helps her develop along the way. With a talking chair that can run, jump, and occasionally gets flirted on by the heroine, a morally ambiguous and obnoxious talking cat, and a giant worm that causes earthquakes, the entire journey, despite the dangers, are filled with heart and fun from scene to scene. Compared to previous films, Suzume contains fantastical elements that give off that Hayao Miyazaki vibe. Makoto Shinkai himself has said that Hayao Miyazaki's Kiki delivery service was one of his inspirations for this film, which is quite obvious when you look at the talking cat. On the more realistic side though, the film references are currently a digitally driven generation, so things such as social media, posting on Instagram, online transactions, and the internet's obsession with cats is very apparent. Suzume also features direct references to events that happen in Japan, like earthquakes and tsunamis, depicting post-earthquake and tsunami devastation, and a constant buzzing of disaster alerts that are blasted on the citizens' phones when they are imminent. Overall, Suzume is visually stunning and a feast for the senses despite its simplistic story. It is something that I would still totally recommend and consider to be worth the price of admission. So if it's still available on a theater near you, or if you want to watch it in the future, I strongly suggest that you watch it. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Follow and subscribe for more these types of videos from time to time, but mostly Genshin videos.